Maybe you're in a relationship. Maybe you're thinking about starting one on someone already asked you out. Even if you're single right now, this is still for you. Let me ask you something. Do we really have enough reasons to start, stay in, or look for a relationship? And I mean reasons that are enough for you, not for anyone else, not for your parents, not for your friends, not for society, definitely not to fit into some politically correct speech about love. Here, we're rebels to the core. So, let's start from the beginning. In this video, I want to explore that question and share with you, from my perspective, from the way I see life, why I think most of us start our romantic relationships for the wrong reasons. We're going to walk through the fantasy story we were all sold, the rationalizations we try to build afterward, but without forgetting how magical I still believe is it to be in a relationship with someone. Is it destiny, or do we just really want it to be? When we start liking someone, we usually fall in love with one or two very specific qualities. You know how it goes. We repeat things like, they're so sweet to me, so thoughtful, so funny, they smell amazing, we have incredible conversation, or we get stuck one intense moment that shock our whole world inside. And there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. It's amazing that you can feel that. It's beautiful when it happens. But we can forget one thing. It's not the whole picture. Because we tend, and don't lie to me, don't lie to yourself here, to reduce the entire person to just those few things we like, without even asking ourselves, beside this thing I love, who is this person really? We love the fairy tale. We love the idea that we were meant to meet by fate. And then comes the guilty little thought, oh, if I let them go, I've been an idiot. The universe put them in my path. So, to start giving your absolute best, it's time to show the best of me, and you start selling your premium version, your limited edition, the best one you've got. But let me ask you something. Have you ever really thought about whether you can keep that level of effort going indefinitely? Because sure, you can be on time for a date, but let's be honest, are you that punctual in the rest of your life? Sure, you can take them to a fancy restaurant, but could you do that every single weekend? Sure, you can make them laugh, but are you really in the mood to be funny all time? Always? Now flip it around for a second. Think about this from the other person's side. Does there actually exist someone with all those qualities you like who can be like that all the time? Now, I'm not saying don't try, not at all. It's beautiful how someone you like can push you to be better. It's natural to want to show your best side. What I'm really trying to say in this is, let's show up as we are. They say you never finish getting to know someone, and that's true, but I also believe we can at least start from the more honest place, and that doesn't kill the magic of flirting, of the first dance between two people. If anything, it make it more real. We already said it. At the beginning, we're the premium version of ourselves, a polished version built to sell to the other person exactly what we want them to see. We tweak our behavior to be more attractive. And this is natural, right? It's basic human strategy. But here's where it gets dangerous. It's not just that the other person is oversimplifying us. We're shrinking ourselves too. We show the kind side, the funny side, the interesting, the confident side. And we hide the chaotic side, the insecure side, the contradictory side. That part also exists. That is also us, but that we're convinced make us less. And of course, it's hard to be real in a world where all of us, feel more drawn to what looks perfect, enhanced, optimized, the most attractive. But that's not random. It comes from somewhere. Let me tell you something. Between the 1950s and the 1970s, the theologist Nico Tinbergen, one of the big names on behavioral biology, ran a series of incredible experiments. He showed different animals exaggerated versions of things they already knew, and something strange happened. With some birds, he put a fake egg in the nest. It looked like their eggs, but bigger and more colorful. The result? The mother bird took care of the fake egg more than her real ones. She ignored the real eggs. With some stickleback fish, he made a wooden fake fish painted with brighter, more intense color than normal. The males prefer to attack or court the fake wooden fish instead of interacting with the real fish of their own species. And there are more examples. Butterflies trying to mate with cardboard shapes, ducklings following big, simple, high contrast objects instead they're actually parents. Tinbergen called these supernormal stimuli or superstimuli, exaggerated versions of something natural that trigger our instincts even more than the real thing. So, what does this have to do with relationship? Everything. Because we also live surrounded by superstimuli, romantic comedies, Prince Charming, Perfect Princess, Instagram, edited lives, filters, people showing only their strong traits. We're so overstimulated that what's natural now feels low quality. Reality feels like it's not enough. And then we get scared of showing how we really are. We feel small, shy, insecure. We think that if we show our broken parts, the tired parts, the doubtful parts, the other person will stop seeing us as relationship material. And that creates a silent pact between two people who are just about to start something, both of them competing to look perfect, to show how great they are, how many positive traits they have. But here's the hard part. When we can't keep that pace anymore, when the mask finally splits, that's when the chaos starts. That's when we start saying things like, how did I not see the signs? How did I trust again? How did I fall for the same thing? And it's not that you don't see the signs. It's that nobody can keep an exaggerated version of themselves going forever. Not you, not the other person. So the real question is, if you never change the way we look at the beginning of the relationship, how we are expecting a different outcome? The prettiest trait in a person doesn't represent who they are. And that might sting a little, but it's true. You didn't fall in love with the whole person. You fell in love with one of their traits. There's harsh duality here. Many times, what we love the most in someone is built on the top of what we hate of the most in the same person. That thing you adore, that they're funny, that they're a gentleman, that they're interesting, that they're intense, calm, passionate. All of that comes in the same package as what you don't like. For example, laziness, messiness, impatience, contradictions, insecures, silence, emotional clumsiness. There is no such things as a person who is only their pretty qualities. It doesn't work like that. We're not puppets you can program to behave exactly how you want. You don't get to pick which parts you keep and which one you remove. You can't love just half of someone. No one is going to be 100% to your taste. And if you swear they are, it probably means you're not seeing the full picture. You're choosing not to see who who that person really is, especially when you brag about them and list their best traits to everyone else. You shrink them down to what's most convenient for you to love. Because that person you describe, when someone asks, "So, what are they like?" It's actually a complex human being made of light and shadow, good habits and bad habits, contradiction, old wounds, good choices and terrible ones. And so are you. I know you've heard this 1,000 times. We're not just black and white, but I think it goes further than that. We're shades, not just two colors, all of them. We made of scattered sensation and complex behaviors that even we don't fully understand. And here come one of the most common mistakes in a relationship. We oversimplifying our partner, but we demand to be understood in all our complexity. Convenient, isn't it? We want them to understand us deeply, not to miss a single layer, but we don't put in the same effort to understand them. We don't want to look at the uncomfortable parts, the difficult parts, the parts that confront us. And that's not fair. And it's one of the biggest problems in modern relationships. One most people don't even notice until it's already too late. We make rushed decisions. We do it all the time. And the worst part is that we make them based on everything we already talk about. Out of the whole picture, we focus only on what we want to see. And from we tell ourselves, yep, this is the person. Why? Because we want to be the protagonist of our own life. We want the story where everything works out, where nothing really hurt us, when love works just because it should work. And yeah, we are the main character in our story. But that doesn't mean the world is going to follow our script. If anything, it's the opposite. Because we're the protagonist, everything is going to happen to us. Everything you once said, "No way, that could never happen to me." It's exactly the kind of things that probably will. And when it does, we feel like the unluckiest person on earth. But the truth is much simpler. That's life. That's how it works. The problem is no one teaches us how to be ready. We either don't want to prepare for the bad, or we over-prepare. And from there, we fall into extremes that are both dangerous. First, total naivety. Believing no one will hurt us, believing loving is always safe, believing that if someone loved us, they will never fail us. And the second, extreme distrust. Being so closed off, so insecure, so broken, that we destroyed any relationship from the very beginning. And there is no clean path, no formula. Everyone is going to make mistakes, and we have success that don't necessarily apply to anyone else. Every story is unique, and every story breaks in its own way. But there is one idea I really push against. This obsession with chasing only what's pretty, waiting everything to be smooth, frictionless, painless, without cracks. I don't think it works like that. I think we have to go through some suffering. We have to screw up. Our hearts are going to get broken, and we're going to break a few too. We're going to cry and regret things we could done better. And it's not about being dramatic, it's not about living in tragedy, it's just that we forget something simple. Nothing lasts forever. Not us, not those romantic ideas of unconditional love that never change, not the people we swore would never hurt us. We have to accept that sometimes things are sad and hard. We can't live in a constant overdoses of everything is going perfect, especially when it comes to love. And just to be clear, I'm not saying we should go looking for pain or repeat the same mistakes over and over again. No. What I'm saying is let's recognize our mistakes, accept them as part of who we are, and actually do something so we don't fall into the exact same pattern again. Break patterns, move forward, walk with your head up, and carry who you are, including what you learn from the lowest points. From your lowest points. The hardest part is accepting that some people are not meant to be in our life forever. Some relationships are meant to be there for a certain time, and after that, we have to move on. And moving on doesn't mean doing it from pride or resentment or regret, because everything you gave, everything you were, is also part of who you are now. But we humans love to cling to things, to cling to what we think belongs to us, to the routine, to the story, to the fantasy that because it worked once, it should work forever. We also need to remember something we forget all the time. At any stage of your life, but especially while you're just dating, you're not obligated to anything. Just because you say yes once doesn't mean you're sentenced to keep saying yes forever. Sometimes we stay because it's familiar, because it's comfortable, because we're afraid of the emptiness, even where everything inside of us asking for change, for air, for space. And look, this might sound contradictory, but I actually love commitment. I love the idea that your word still has value, that there are still people who trust what the other person says, and believe in that. But precisely because I value commitment, I also believe in beginning honest with myself. If one day my interests change, if I don't feel the same anymore, if I am no longer the person who once said yes, then I need the courage to say thank you for what we live and move on. Even more so when, despite the effort and commitment, you just don't feel comfortable with what you have anymore. But we hide behind comfort and routine. We tell ourselves this is just adulthood, or this is normal, all couples are like this. We use that to justify staying in places where we no longer belong. So, let me drop a hard question here. Isn't it true that for a lot of people, cheating feels easier than having an honest conversation? Because cheating is the coward's way out, but it also the automatic one. While honestly take courage, it forces you to look at yourself and admit, I'm not okay anymore, something changed. This isn't pessimism. I'm not saying love always ends, no. What I'm saying is, as we grow, we change. And I admire couples who grow together, who support each other, who evolve without falling apart. That's beautiful, that's admirable. But I shouldn't feel like an obligation. You are free at any moment to want something different, to choose a different path. Of course, this always includes keeping your emotional and legal responsibilities in order. This doesn't mean walking out on your family from one day to the next or ignoring deep commitments. That's why I'm talking especially about dating. when there aren't kids involved yet. Of course, this always includes keeping your emotional and legal responsibilities in order. This doesn't mean walking out on your family from one day to the next or ignoring deep commitments. That's why I'm talking especially about dating when there aren't kids involved yet, or the kind of shared life and ties you in a different way. The point here is simple. Some relationships have a natural length, a season, a cycle, and knowing when that cycle has ended, it's also an act of love and on self-respect. Honest with myself, honest with you. What I mean when I say we start relationships for the wrong reasons. I feel like we're still stuck in old social roles, roles that don't really fit us anymore, but we keep playing them out for habit. You can really enjoy someone's qualities, that they attract you, that they make you laugh, that they listen to you, that they kiss you in a way you love, and that's fine. It's really, really fine. But none of that obligates you to start a relationship or to rearrange part of your life you might not want to change. And just to be clear, I'm not necessarily talking about open relationships or super complex structures. And yeah, there are a lot of options. And as long as everything is consensual, nobody should tell you you can't live that way. What I really want to say in this video is something simpler and deeper. We need to be more honest with ourselves. We can make our own decisions and not just act out of social pressure, out of inertia, out of fear of being alone, or out of this idea of this is what I supposed to be doing at this age. We need to be more intentional with our desires, with what we're looking for in a pleasure of any kind, so we can calmly ask ourselves, this thing that makes me happy right now, is it sustainable? Is this going to blow up in my face later? And above all, we need to take care of ourselves, because as harsh as it sounds, we can't put our emotional health or our physical safety in the hands of someone who just happened to have a nice smile. It sounds even colder, but it's true. It's extremely hard, almost impossible, for someone else to take better care of you that you could take care of yourself. That's why we shouldn't make big decisions like starting a relationship without first asking the right questions, without looking at the whole picture, without being aware of what we're doing, without bringing at least a minimum of maturity into it. And this isn't against magic, by the way. This doesn't cancel out the beauty of human connection. It doesn't go against falling in love, being carried away, feeling deeply, feeling intensely, feeling all you want to feel. All I'm saying is, look at what's really happening before you jump off the cliff with no parachute. Because jumping is part of living, but knowing where you're jumping from and with whom, that's a part of taking care of yourself.